Times change, and products need to change with them. VCT has been the product for commercial resilient flooring for decades, but now it's time for a change. The future belongs to Marmoleum composition tile, also known as MCT, certified sustainable tile for longer performance life, for lower maintenance costs, for a sustainable environment, and for improved profitability. If you think MCT is more expensive or harder to install than vinyl composition tile, think again. Stay tuned. Over the next few minutes, we'll show you just how easy, fast, and profitable it is to sell and install MCT. The benefits of MCT are clear. It's the best choice for cost of ownership, easy care, and long-term aesthetics. Some people think MCT is harder, more time-consuming, and more expensive to install. But that's not true. And to prove it, we'll show you two installations done side by side on the same day by the same installers, one MCT and one VCT. Each installation took place in two identical classrooms at an elementary school in suburban Pennsylvania. For both classrooms, an independent subcontractor, American Heritage Floors, located in Blairstown, New Jersey, provided the installation labor. But first, what's so good about MCT? Take a look. Unlike some hidden costs with VCT, the cheapest, most expensive floor you can buy, MCT requires no initial maintenance and has a dramatically lower cost of ownership. A powerful point you can use to sell MCT to your customers. With MCT, there's no need for expensive stripping and waxing, unlike that recommended for VCT. MCT is naturally anti-static, so dust and dirt don't stick to it like they do VCT. MCT's inherent antimicrobial properties combat MRSA and other strains of bacteria. MCT is ideal for a healthy indoor environment and passes CHPS 01350 emission standards. And MCT is tough, with 10 times the indentation resistance and double the system service life of VCT, as shown in an independent University of Florida flooring system service life study. MCT has a look that lasts. It's easy to repair and is much quieter underfoot than VCT. And as the world moves into a new era of sustainability, MCT is at the forefront. MCT is independently certified to the triple bottom line and meets the platinum requirements for Smart Sustainable certification. Okay, it's time for the facts on costs. Yes, MCT is different than VCT and is installed in a different way, but it's no more difficult, expensive, or time-consuming than VCT. In fact, for many installations, you'll find that MCT is better, faster, and can even be less expensive to install. Let's look at a real-world cost equation. This is a worksheet from an actual job. Compare these numbers, including the maintenance costs, and you can see how much sense it makes to go with MCT. Although the initial installed cost of MCT is slightly more than VCT, when the comparative maintenance costs are factored, a break-even point is realized, usually within the first few months. Now that we've done the math, let's compare MCT to VCT in an actual installation. Here we see both an MCT installation and a VCT installation done on the same day by the same installers at the same location under the same conditions. This is reality. You can see the process is different, but not longer or harder. In fact, in this case, the MCT installation took less time than the VCT installation. Now that we've seen that MCT takes the same time or even less time to install than VCT, let's take a look at some of the details and differences between installing MCT and VCT. First, let's assume that we've completed all the necessary substrate evaluation and preparation steps common to both MCT and VCT installations. The substrate to receive any resilient flooring should be evaluated and prepared following the guidelines outlined in ASTM F710. Standard practice for preparing concrete floors to receive resilient flooring, or for wood substrates, ASTM F1482, standard practice for installation and preparation of panel type underlayments to receive resilient flooring. Any additional guidelines from the product manufacturer should also be followed. Let's look at the checks that these guidelines recommend before the installation. The building's HVAC system must be fully operational and set to a minimum of 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius for a minimum of 72 hours prior to testing, and will remain operational during testing and installation and for at least 7 days after completion of the installation. Concrete moisture vapor emissions should be within the limits of the product adhesive system as determined by testing conducted in accordance with ASTM F1869. Concrete internal relative humidity should be within the limits of the product adhesive system as determined by testing conducted in accordance with ASTM F2170. Check that the substrate has been determined to be structurally sound, smooth, flat, and is free of any contaminant that could interfere with a secure bond. All patching, smoothing, or leveling should be completed using high-quality materials intended for that purpose. Make sure an adhesive matte bond test has confirmed that a secure adhesive bond can be achieved and has provided information regarding the open and working time of your adhesive for this project. Check that all moldings and thresholds have been removed and the bottoms of the door casings and jambs have been trimmed as needed. And make sure the flooring material and adhesive have been acclimated to the installation area for a minimum of 48 hours prior to installation. Now, let's take a look at how to properly and efficiently install MCT. Cost-effective, efficient MCT installation is a straightforward step-by-step process that generates greater productivity and encourages better time management. There are two general guidelines to be aware of before you start. They are MCT